Hi Krishna, while it's loading, I want to tell you that we're reading the seventh chapter of Stories of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Volume 1. Yay, it loaded. So let's start. Chapter 7, The Killing of Aghasura. Early one morning, Krishna got out of bed and blew a buffalo horn to call all his friends together. Keeping the calves in front of them, they started out for the forest, carrying their flutes and their lunch bags. Every one of them was taking care of thousands of calves. Can you see like thousands of calves? Like Krishna Balaram, that's like all their calves, and then they all their calves. I mean, it's so much. The boys, the boys have played many games. One would say, "I will go touch Krishna first." The other would say, "No, I'll play touch Krishna first." So they're talking about the time when they go to the forest so the cows can graze. Some of the some of them played on their flutes or bugles made out of buffalo horns. Some made sounds like the cuckoo, 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 while the birds flew in the sky. The boys chased their shadows along the ground and danced like the peacocks, like that, like danced like the peacock. Others climbed trees and to tease the monkeys by catching their tails or jumping up and down and making faces at them. Some went to an empty well and laughed at the echoing sounds coming back from calling back to them. One day, Aghasura watched Krishna and his friends in the forest. Aghasura was the younger brother of Putna and Bakasura. He thought, Krishna has killed my older brother and sister. Now I shall kill him along with his friends and calves. Then naturally, their mothers and fathers will also die in sorrow. The huge and great demon grew longer and longer and longer and longer and longer until he was 8 miles long, like a very, very fat snake. He stretched out his mouth wide open, just like a mountain cave, like hair, like very long. His lower lip touched touched the ground, and his upper lip touched the clouds way up in the sky. His jaws were very deep, and his teeth looked like mountain peaks. His hot tongue looked like a wide road, and his breathing was like a very, very windy storm. His eyes were like blazing like fire. Since he wanted to swallow all the boys at once, even Krishna and Balarama, he set on the path waiting. At first, the boys thought the demon was only a statue. Then they thought he was a cave. This looks like a giant snake who wants to swallow us. But even if it was going to swallow us, it could not possibly swallow Krishna. Krishna will kill him easily, just as he did it with Bakasura. All the boys looked at Krishna's beautiful lotus face and they began to clap and smile. They were not afraid from the big demon snake, so they marched forward right into the open mouth of the serpent. The serpent, or the demon, or the serpent demon, was waiting for Krishna. When Krishna came in too, all the demigods gathered to see the fun, who was hiding in the clouds, began to cry, Alas! Alas! Suddenly, Krishna began to grow bigger and bigger inside the demon's throat. Aghasura coughed and choked. His big fiery eyes moved in pain, and he could not even breathe anymore. His life air burst out in a hole out of his head, and the demon dropped dead. Smiling, Krishna brought all the boys and calves with him, safe and sound, right out of the mouth of the serpent. Aghasura's spirit still was waiting in the sky like a dazzling light. When the boys and the calves came out of his mouth, they saw that the glittering light had merged into Krishna's body. The demigods were very joyful on the death of another demon or enemy to the demigods and showered flowers onto the supreme personality of Godhead, Krishna. They offered their prayers, played drums, and sang songs. Jaya Jaya, all glories to Krishna. The gigantic mouth of Aghasura stayed open and he did not dry up for many days. Afterwards, all of Krishna's friends used the enormous demon's body as a playground. So that's the end of this book. I mean, not the book, chapter. Bye.